Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be one of my first cooking videos. I mean, technically this isn't a cooking video. This is just me vibing with some cabbage. This video was requested when I posted a photo on my Instagram at Simona Vlogs, follow me. The recipe kind of continues to evolve as every new jar I make of kimchi, but this is kind of roughly what I do. This one is vegan and it is extremely delicious. If you guys follow this recipe and you don't like how it tastes, maybe don't tell me. So this is what you're gonna need. So we're gonna need some garlic, some cayenne pepper. That is definitely some ginger. That's quite a lot of ginger. I think that's a cup. 2 carrots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 6 or 5? I don't know. Spring onions. 1 onion that's had a bite taken out of it. That is Korean red pepper paste. I know it looks like tomato paste. It is not. You can use Korean red pepper flakes if you want, but I couldn't get a hold of that. And you need 1 Chinese cabbage. Yes, let's get into it. So just in case you don't know how to pick out these cabbages, it's good to get ones where the stem or that little bit at the bottom isn't too brown. The more brown it is, the longer or the older it is, the longer it is, the longer it's been like out in the shop. This is the jar I'm using. I don't know how big it is. It may be like 2 liters, 2.5 liters. The cabbage does shrink, so it will fit. You guys are gonna hear me like salivating, by the way. I'm sorry, I love kimchi. All right, first things first, I'm going to chop that base. Chop at the base. Comment down below if you know what that reference is from. And remove the outer parts of the cabbage because, yeah, it's just remove it, get rid of it. Or, I mean, if it's not that bad, just like rinse it. You can keep it. Yeah. Oh, this video is going so good. Okay, now what am I going to do? I am going to... Oh, yes. Okay, so I just chopped the base bit. You are going to see why. Because I like to split it with my bare hands. See, it actually feels really good to split it. You can chop it all the way, but I like to rip things apart with my hands. Makes me feel like I'm in control of my life. All right, and we're gonna do the exact same thing. Again, you can just chop this or you can rip it. Honestly, I highly recommend ripping it because it just feels so good. And now we're gonna start picking it apart. Yeah, just pick it apart. These are good sizes, so you don't actually need to chop them. But the bigger ones do need to be chopped, and we'll get to that sooner or later. Let's see if do I go through each and every leaf? Yep. Yes, I do. That's cool. Wonderful. Yeah, we're gonna chop it vertically, and here we go. Chopping it vertically. Woo! That's the size you want. I mean, honestly, you can do any size. You can do the full length if you want. I like them just a little bit smaller. There we go. Done. Movie magic. Did I say you should rinse it? Yeah, you should definitely rinse it before you do this next step. Wow, I really did miss part of this video. So rinse it and then get to this. That's what is that? That's 1/3 cup of salt. I use pink Himalayan salt, by the way. You can use kosher, you can use sea salt. So this next part, I do this because my bowl is too small. You take out all of the cabbage and you start putting salt in. Now the salt draws out the moisture. Look, I'm not gonna get into the science behind all this, but you just do what's happening in the video. Layer it, put salt. You can just mix it if you want, but because as I said, my bowl is quite small. The longer your cabbage sits, the more water it releases. It's good to leave it for about 1 hour and turn it every 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Depends, I guess, how thorough you want to be. I do it every 20 minutes. What's going on? Okay. I do not remember doing that. And after it's been sitting for a while, maybe like 15, 20 minutes, turn it. Now we're doing this, I guess. So chop are they spring onions? Green onions? Just chop them. Oh, that's definitely not fast forwarded. That's me naturally. Just chopping away. So this is gonna be for the sauce, by the way. Okay, green onions, done. So carrots, I've peeled and chopped off the ends of this one, and I'm cutting them diagonally because I'm gonna julienne them? Is that what it's called? I don't know. Whoa, definitely, again, just naturally, that's my natural speed when I chop. I normally have to slow it down, like this is super slowed down. And we're moving on. Now that the carrots are done, we're going to check our cabbage. It should be a little bit rubbery by now. Okay, so now we're gonna drain them, rinse them and drain them, because we don't want them to be, they're extremely salty now. You can keep that if you want, but man, it's at your own peril. That's the water that's left over. Sometimes I like to keep that and use it as stock for soups and stuff, but I usually end up just forgetting it in the fridge. So I don't know, up to you. You can do that as well if you want. Just have lots of jars of kimchi or cabbage juice in the... Moving on, rinse them. I am using filtered water here. Woo! We just had a lot of filtered water and I'm classy that way. This is just for the camera. I had to do it with one hand, so it just wasn't working. So I turned the camera off, rinsed them. Now we're here. Okay, cool. Next, we're gonna blend some stuff. Now that's the garlic and ginger going into the cup. What else is gonna go in the cup? Let's see. Oh, the onion. Pop that in there. Don't put any water. Trust me, it is gonna, the onion's super juicy. And I use that lid. There's a couple of different lids you can get with that, but that one's good. Okay, blend. You want to get it pasty. Now the reason you don't want to put water in this is because it's going to make it too liquidy. Okay, now this is really hard. Again, one hand. I need an assistant. Anyone want to work for free? I'll feed you. That's how much ends up being in there. Make sure you scrape it all out, by the way, because that's a lot of stuff that will go to waste if you don't use it. Make sure you wash these cups as soon as possible, especially if you use them for juice, because that is gonna stink like onion and garlic. And next is the cayenne and red pepper paste. Oh, that's just not working, one hand. And it's gonna just go everywhere. I can feel it in my nuggets. Shake it, shake it. Nice, and I'll just get that off camera, done. Nice. How vibrant does that look, you guys? You could just use that as like a soup base, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna put the cabbage in now. Woo, party! One hand again, this is difficult. That's actually really heavy for one hand. Oh, and I got some sauce on. That's wonderful, excellent. As if life isn't difficult enough. And this, I'm gonna get it. Oh, good girl, Simona. And this next part, I would recommend you put on some gloves, because that sauce is quite a bit spicy, and the cayenne pepper, your hands are gonna burn for hours after that. I'm used to it because I'm hardcore like that, and you know, just massage it in. Yeah, no, seriously, I recommend gloves. I just couldn't be bothered. Plus, I don't think I knew where our gloves were. Nice. Maybe I should turn on the audio for this. Let's see if I still have it. A little bit of ASMR. Now this sauce doesn't look, once I finish, doesn't look as red as most kimchi sauces, because I don't use the actual kimchi pepper. I forget what it's called. This one looks a bit more orangey. It gets super messy, by the way, so just be prepared to have a massive cleanup session. Get your jar ready, and we're gonna start transferring it one by one. Just kidding, that was a terrible joke. Make sure you're not squeezing them. I know it looks like I'm squeezing the kimchi. Do not squeeze the kimchi. You do not want it wilted or like soft. I mean, it looks like it's wilted, but it's still going to be crunchy at this point. If you squeeze it, it's not going to be crunchy, and you want your kimchi tangy and crunchy. You do not want it soft. Nobody wants soft kimchi. At this point, my hands are burning now. Lovely. Almost done. How wonderful. See, super easy. It looks so good. To me anyway. It looks really orange, but don't stress. So this you can keep in the fridge once it's done for like 2-3 months. That's the finished product. Once they're ready, after 3 to 5 days, maybe a week, you can pop it in the fridge. Make sure you test them. Mine generally take about 4 or 5 days. I like them quite sour. This jar that you see now, I ended up having 2 jars, and they lasted in my fridge for like 2 months. Make sure you put the lid on quite loosely. If you tighten it up, it can go boom. And you do not want it to go boom. Make sure you keep them in a cool, dry space. Here is one I did earlier. I think this is about 1 or 2 days old. You can see the bubbles on the side here. That's good, that means it's fermenting successfully, but you want to bring those to the top. So push down on your kimchi. You can do this maybe once a day. Bring them to the top, the bubbles, so that it can continue fermenting correctly. Otherwise it can, I think, delay the fermentation, or it tastes different. Just trust me on this. You want the bubbles to come up. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of stuff, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see. I'll see you next time. Bye.